This last video talks about relative pronouns, and relative pronouns are ones that relate or refer to other nouns in the sentence. And remember, that's called an antecedent. The relative pronoun begins with a dependent clause, and a dependent clause is one of those clauses that has a subject and a verb, but it cannot stand by itself. So, for example, in this sentence here, my cousin, who lives in Akron, Ohio, is visiting me the next weekend. Who lives in Akron is the dependent clause. It has a subject, who, a verb, lives, and the predicate in Akron. But you can't leave that by itself. You can't just say, who lives in Akron. It needs something else. So it is dependent upon something else. That makes it a dependent clause. So who would be your pronoun here? And since it is the subject of the verb lives, that makes it a relative pronoun using who. Clauses that begin with which are set off by commas. The park, which is large, is beautifully landscaped. The turtle that lives in our backyard is named Myrtle. These are just examples. Let me flip over to the next page here for us. So let's try. Get back up there. Let's do the try it here. Juliet interviewed with Alex Jacobs, whose company recently announced major expansion plans. So your pronoun in this is whose, and that's what they're looking for. He has certain personality traits that I value highly. That is the relative pronoun that we were looking for. Tiberius, I can't pronounce this guy's name, Negalusco, is the financial planner whom I recommend. Whom would be your pronoun, your relative pronoun. The college president, who recently wrote his memoirs, is a former NFL referee. Who would be the relative pronoun. The shelter offers help to whoever needs it. Whoever would be your relative pronoun. That is what I mean. What would be your relative pronoun. The next thing we're talking about are interrogative pronouns, and interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. Who read the employment contract before signing it? It starts a sentence, and it's asking a question, makes it interrogative. Whom did you tell about the new rewards program? Whom, it asks the question. Who and whom are probably very confusing to some people to use which one. Most of the time we're going to use who. That's what everyday conversation uses, but we're going to learn the proper way to do this and which one to use, who or whom. Flip over to the next page. Alright, we have some try-its here that we can take a look at. So we can look at this first one. And what's the correct pronoun? Who or whose turn is it to buy bagels and juice? So would you say which turn is it or whose turn is it? You would say whose. Number 2, which or what report is due on Monday? Would you say what report is due or which report is due? You would actually say which. Who or whom should I talk to regarding a temporary job? Who should I talk to? Whom should I talk to? Is actually whom. If you replace him or her with who or whom, it makes it a little bit easier. So you could say, should I talk to her or should I talk to him? And if it's him, it's going to be whom. If it's her, it's who. In this case, it's whom, so that, excuse me. In this case, you would say, should I talk to him? So that makes it a whom. Who or whom will be our new leader? Would you say our new leader will be her or our new leader will be him. You would probably say her. That makes it who. What or which is easier to work? What is easier to work or which is easier to work? When you're looking at trying to choose between two different objects, it's a which, not a what. What or which are some of the guidelines for giving a good presentation? We're not having to choose between anything, so this one would be a what. So always remember when you're looking at the who or whom's, rearrange the sentence using him or her instead of who or whom, and it might be a little bit easier for you to determine which one would be the best option for you. Alright, what's on this next page that we need to talk about? Demonstrative pronouns. And demonstrative pronouns are those which demonstrate. They refer back to whatever the antecedent is, but they do demonstrate it. Most of the time, for our case here, the demonstrative pronouns are this and that, and when you're looking at the plural, it's these and those. This is my favorite painting. This is a demonstrative pronoun because it refers to the painting. Alright, that is the last of those, and I hope these helped you with this chapter, and let me know if you need some help.